Hey. Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I've got a package to unbox. Okay, so pardon any noise you might hear in the background. It is a very hot day. We have central air and the AC is blowing. Not much I can really do about that if I want to remain comfortable at the moment in my office, but how's it going, everyone? How are we doing? In today's video, I am going to be unboxing a rather hefty package from Amazon that is going to have a new audio interface, new boom arm, one of these pop filters, and one of these cables. Because if you guys don't know, I dabble a little bit in voice acting. I'm an amateur voice actor. I've done some VR game work. I have been a host for a few YouTube channels for like countdown sort of things, but I want to do a little more than that. So one of the things I want to be able to do is run both of my stellar microphones, my X2 and my X3, at the same time. Now, some of that is for streaming purposes, some of that is because I want to redo my mic comparison video that I did about a year ago on these two microphones, and being able to run them both out of the same interface at the same time is going to be a great way to do that. But with that being said, let me put this down and let's get into the unboxing in 3, 2, 1. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Oh man, okay. I do want to try and slow down a little bit and, let's maybe bring the microphone in a little bit here. I do want to touch base with how this is looking. I know I've got 3 cameras set up right now. I don't know how good this angle is, so hopefully it's not too bad. But, oh, this is nice. Comparing this, I don't want to necessarily say comparing this to the Solo, because I'm just taking this out of the box now. I feel like anything I say would be inflammatory and against what I already have, because, new thing coming out of the box, pretty nice. It is looking really good, though, I have to say. I'm going to keep this little film on the LCD screen for now. One thing I will say that I really, really enjoy, if you see these separate phantom power buttons for, maybe it'll show a little better on this camera, separate phantom power buttons per plugin, which is the main reason I chose this over a 2i2. So I can have both plugged in if I wanted to, and then just cut power to one of them instead of trying to figure out a way to mute it or whatever, and dealing with that. These are all solid. I'm not noticing any wobble here. I know some preliminary reviews in the very beginning, like 2 years ago when this thing came out, there was some, I think there was one review I saw, might have been Podcastage, I don't remember, to be honest, where like the knobs were wobbling. Very glad that that's not the case here. Also, personal note, got some star screws here. I forget the actual name of them. Torque screws here. So glad that that's the case over like hex or something like that. Torque screws just last so much longer. Great. I was expecting it would come with a USB-C cable as well. Genuinely would have been shocked if it didn't, because all of these run off USB-C now. Thank goodness they do. And then just a little piece of paper. That's all you get. And then on the inside of the box, let me flip it around for you so you can see what it says. It's like just like a getting started with the M2 just instruction sort of thing. So that's actually kind of cool to come with the box, and it separates per Mac users and per Windows users, and then some for all users information. So that's cool. Let's set this aside now. Easy way over here. Let's get another box over here. Okay. One thing I am noticing, I think the mount itself. So my old InnoGear one, the mount is metal. This one is plastic. It's a very dense plastic, but plastic nonetheless. So that's what it feels like, at least. I'm pretty sure this is plastic. And the mount itself. Get out of the bubble wrap. Interesting little thing there. I mean, I guess that works for keeping it together. That can go away. This can go away. This thing, I can already tell right now, this is fairly beefy. It was advertised as a heavy-duty mount, and I kind of get it. This thing is looking mighty dense, and like my heaviest mic is the X3 here. I don't remember how much it weighs, but it's a beefy boy compared to the X2. Like, look at those. I can show you guys later when I have this all set up, but there is not going to be any sort of issue. Like, I am struggling to open this, for example. I don't think I'm going to have any problem with it not supporting the weight. You can really see how much beefier the M2 is in comparison to the Focusrite Solo. Like, I know this is a 2-input one versus a 1-input interface, but like, it's still noticeably larger. And if you want to take a real look at everything here, outside of the 48 volt and the second input, there's not terribly too much different here. Obviously, I know my microphone's still plugged in, but so you can see the peaking there. The big difference is going to be the LCD screen versus the Halo light. That's going to be the primary difference outside color and size, but I wonder how they actually sound, like the same mic plugged into one versus the other. Realistically, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to actually perfectly sync up the gains on both to match it, but I'm going to do my best here. So... Okay, and now we are plugged into the Motu M2 with this Stellar X2 microphone. Again, I haven't changed any of the settings. The gain knob hasn't been moved at all. In theory... Oh, my phone's buzzing. In theory, this is identical settings. Probably give or take a little bit here or there, but I wanted to try to match it up as best as I could before switching over so you guys could get an in-depth look, just an in-depth understanding of how the same exact setup, same cord, same pop filter, same microphone, same everything, same settings even, sounds from one interface to another. Now again, my recording conditions aren't perfect right now. I'm not in my booth. My laptop next to me is being a little baby with its fan, and I have the AC on behind me. Probably not the best conditions, but I still wanted to give this data so someone else who's looking to maybe do as I did and upgrade from the upgrade from the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, if they wanted to look into the Motu M2, I want to be able to give that comparison from a casual user. Because the reviews I found convinced me to switch, along with some of the features the M2 had, like the independent phantom power, which was a deal breaker for me. The 2i2 didn't have it, the Motu M2 had it, so that's... Ultimately, it didn't matter how much better performing the M2 was, it was going to get my money just because of that feature. But now, switching back over from the Motu M2 to the Scarlett Solo to really give you guys that that comparison. Now that you've heard it on the M2, let's switch back to the Scarlett so you guys can get a little better of a little more info on what exactly the sound difference is here. I'm just going to keep talking because I want to provide you guys as much useful data as possible, and I know words are only going to do so much, so unedited audio is really where it's going to come in for you guys. But I think I've finally given you guys enough to really understand the differences between the two in the same exact conditions, same settings, etc. So I'm just gonna move over back to the M2 now. So that's where we're gonna be ending off with this video. I know that there was a bit of a cluster of a bunch of different things that we were doing today, and I wanted to even throw in a bit of a mic comparison between the X2 and the X3, but while filming, I decided that I think that should just be left to its own separate video, its own standalone thing. So if you do want to see that, that'll be coming out in the future. And if you do enjoy the microphone audio interface, like the voiceover sort of side of things, I'm not too great at it, so I'm definitely still learning. If you do enjoy, leave a like, let me know. It'll let me know that this is something that I should be a little more confident in doing again. The microphone comparison is definitely happening. If you do want to see more of me in my personal life, on stream, doing things like that, links to all those things can be found in the description. But that's about it. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, night, whatever your time zone says it is, and have a good one.